So what I did here is I got just regular cake. I think they're cake pans. It's what it's called. I got them from Walmart. It comes with 3 in a package. For my cake, I just need 2. And what I did is I put 2 side by side, and I put like little tape just to hold them so it doesn't like move around. And then here's a tip, guys. If you put saran wrap in the bottom of the cake, you know how it's annoying when you try to bake a cake and like the sprinkles and the frosting fall and it dirties this and you have to keep wiping it. Well, I learned this trick. You just put saran wrap. Then you put the cake right on top, and then when you're done, you just kind of pick up the cake. Of course, you're going to need some help with like spatula or whatever you need, and then you just slide this right out. It's really easy. It helps a lot. So then, guys, what I did is I baked the cake the night before, so last night, and then I just put it in the freezer. I baked 4 of these. I just cut off the ends because my husband wanted some cake last night, and I said, you know what, it's not really going to get in the way of what I have planned anyway, so I cut him a piece. That's why that's cut off. But yeah, bake your cake the night before, so that way all you have to worry about is frosting and decorating the day of. All right, let's get this started. I'm just going to put it right in the middle like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to frost the bottom, and then I'm going to pile the other one right on top. And actually not in the middle, I'm going to put it right at the end. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to put one like small sheet of cake, and then I'm going to frost it and then put the other one right on top. Another thing you want to bake it is because it's so much easier to frost. So you're just going to put a layer of frosting, so that way when they get a cut into it, you also get frosted in the middle. You also want to put enough so that it gives it a little bit of a height. Very simple, it's very easy. But the kids love it. It's so much more fun to do it yourself. So you're gonna take the next one. I'm just gonna put it right on top. And do the same thing to the other ones. We're gonna make them pretty long. It's gonna be a graveyard. So now I'm just gonna frost the other side and see how I put them side by side because I want it to be longer. Probably gonna end up pushing it a little bit more to that side. But yeah, that's it. Very simple. So for this part, what I'm thinking, and honestly, guys, I'm really just thinking of this as I'm going. I kind of had a general idea of what I wanted to do, but I'm by no means a professional cake decorator or cake maker or whatever, a baker. So what I'm gonna do is I'm thinking about maybe starting the river kind of like this. So it's gonna be a graveyard theme, but I just wanted to add like a spookiness, like a cool, deserted, like cemetery feel. So I was thinking of running that river through it. So I'm thinking like this, and then like that. I don't know, maybe taking up this whole thing like that. Now, this middle part here where it kind of meets, it's okay if it looks like this. Remember, it's not going to look perfect as you're building the cake, as you're decorating it. The end product is going to be a lot different. There's little like tips and tricks to cover up those like imperfections. But in this case, it really doesn't matter because all this is going to be the river. So I decided, I don't have the best knife for this, but I decided I'm just kind of cutting like this and like that. So you don't want to throw away this piece. This piece is going to hang there. But this piece you just take right out. So that's what I'm left with after I took the cake out. All right, so the next step is going to be to frost all of this, but then at the same time, you want to also frost the bottom of the cake. All right, guys, so this is what I am left with. So I cut it like this, and then I took off the piece. And one thing that I forgot to tell you guys, you don't want to cut straight through. I did. Actually, I cut straight through deeper than I wanted, but what I did, I just took off that top layer because you want to keep cake in the bottom. All right, that's what's gonna hold the river in place. And then these ends that kind of close off here, if you're not gonna put anything inside of the river showing, like I'm gonna put little skeletons, if you're not gonna do that and you don't need to see through anything, you don't have to cut off these ends. You can keep them higher so that way you have kind of like a barrier holding in the river. I wanted it like this. I wanted you to kind of see through it. There's a reason I wanted this, because I wanted a few things kind of pop through. But yeah, this is how it's supposed to look. So once you finish frosting the sides, just make sure that you don't want it to be like too much frosting. You just want like a little layering of it. The reason why I want to cover the whole cake with the frosting is because I'm actually going to put a covering of melted chocolate. Once you get to the middle here, you're going to want to press down on the cake just to make it a little bit more deeper, and without having to cut it. Now this piece popped out. Let's just put it right back in. Obviously the frosting is going to act like a glue, so it'll glue it all together. But yeah, just go with your spoon and just kind of press firmly hard, because you want like a little deep wall here for the river. But all right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push it all down. So once you're done frosting, this is about how it should look. So you see how you've got that deep kind of river running through. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this whole thing and I'm gonna put it in the freezer, and I'm gonna freeze it for about 20 minutes. What I need is for the frosting to harden up, because right now I'm gonna get the Jell-O finished up, and then I'm gonna add the Jell-O here. But as you know, the Jell-O can still be a little bit hot. I mean, you want it to cool down, but that's why I want it to be really almost frozen, so that way it doesn't seep through. But all right, I'll show you guys how you can add the Jell-O without it seeping through. All right, so for the melted chocolate that I'm going to use to put all over the cake, I just used the white candy melts. I melted in the microwave with some coconut oil. And the key to this, so if you've used candy melt before, chocolate melt, you know that if you don't put enough of the coconut oil, it gets dried before you even finish your project. So putting a whole lot of coconut oil really helps to, even if it takes you honestly sometimes, in my previous cake, I think I took like an hour and the cake was still melted like this. So use a lot of oil. But anyways, I used the candy melts, the coconut oil, and then what I'm going to use is some of the dark, like the dark brown food coloring. So that way I'm going to put it all over the cake. So that way it's more like the mud, the dirt. So yeah, that's all I used. So this is what I'm going for. More like the speckled kind of brown look. As you can see, there's still some chocolate in there, so I'm gonna keep stirring it. Probably put it back in the microwave a little bit. You don't want the you want the consistency to be more like, you know, like not so thick is what I'm trying to say. So I took my cake out of the freezer. I'm just gonna pop this up. As I was taking it out, I kind of moved it a little bit. All right, it's back in place. So yeah, so now it's like pretty frozen. It was only in there for about 20 minutes. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the dirt around. Now it is pretty, it's still a little like hot, like I had mentioned, which is why I always make sure to put the cake in the freezer first. So I'm really just looking to put like a little bit of dirt on top, not too much. You can make it a little bit more darker if you'd like, but yeah. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just add this all around the cake. So you don't want to put the chocolate in the middle. As you're putting it here, obviously, as you can see, it's kind of dripping down. It's okay. It's not, again, we're not professional bakers. This is meant to be for moms that, you know, want to do it on their own and make it more fun for them, more fun for the kids. It's budget friendly. So it's not going to be perfect, guys, but it's going to look nice. So it's okay if it falls. If you really want, you can take a little, after it's all dried up, which is what I'm going to do, is take the spoon and just kind of try to take off as much of that around it, but we're gonna fill it up with the gel, the jello. So yeah, so the jello is right now being made. It's cooling, it's already made, it's cooling down. I'm gonna add it and I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna close off the side here. But how nice, right? It's coming together nicely so far. So I'm just gonna use the basic, like the ocean watercolor gelatin, so that I could make the like the running river through the cake. So as simple as it can get, just follow the basic directions. Really easy. 1.5 cup of hot water. You dissolve the packet, and then 1.5 cup of cold water, and then you let it get firm. All right. So guys, I've got this cake collar that I bought in Amazon. It was only, I think like $4 or $3.88, something like that. It comes with a lot, so it, you know, you can keep it for other projects, for other cakes or other stuff. But it looks like this. I just got the small 4 by 394 inches. I don't need a lot. So what I'm planning on doing is just cutting up some of the collar. And then I'm just going to put it on the side and create kind of like a wall barrier. And then how I'm going to hold it in place is I'm going to put it like this. So I'm just going to lift up the saran wrap that we already have here. I'm going to put this right behind it, and then I'm going to tape it to the bottom and to the sides so it'll hold. That's it. That's how simple it is. But I'm going to go ahead and take the spoon and try to take as much of that on the side as I can. I'm going to put this on the side and I'll show you how it looks. So I taped it up. I'm going to show you really quickly how I did that. You can see this is the collar, and then I just put tape around, and I even taped it kind of like to the cake. You want to see, I might actually have to put a little bit more tape here, but you want to kind of hold, make it as strong as possible on both sides. I don't know if you can see that, but there's another barrier. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys now how I'm going to go ahead and add it to the cake now. Add the jello to the cake. All right, so I'm going to try to tempt this with my non-dominant hand while I hold the camera for you guys. But I just poured it in one of those measuring cups. I tried pouring it in first with a spoon, but I figured that's going to take way too long. So I poured it in here, and I'm just going to go right to the sides here. You see how that that cake collar is just holding it in place? Oh, it's kind of seeping out through the side. That's okay. That's okay. So see right here, I just learned right away that I need to put a little bit of more tape. It's holding on that side, but this side, see how it kind of ran through? It's okay. Because remember, jelly's going to get hard and you can always scrape that part out. But I'm going to go ahead, put this down and put some tape. So what I did, look, I even spilled some on here. It's all right, we can fix it up with a napkin afterwards. So I had to put this here to hold it, just to kind of, until the tape really gets stuck to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fill it up halfway with the jello. I'm not gonna fill it up all the way just yet, because there are some stuff that I want to throw in there, but I don't want it all the way to the bottom. So I'm just gonna fill it up halfway with the jello, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna add, and then I'm gonna add more jello on top all the way to the rim. So that's it. I'm only gonna do it up to there. Look how pretty it looks. It's like glimmering. But yeah, I'm going to fill it up until there. Maybe I'll add a little bit more to the end, and then we'll add the stuff on top. So guys, I got this at Temu for like, I think 48 cents. They were out of the skulls and bones only. So it would have been so much cooler to do just the skulls and bones, but hey, this is better than nothing. So I'm just gonna do all of these. There's bats and pumpkins and spiders and even hats. Maybe I won't throw the hats inside the lake. The whole point was it's a graveyard, so for there to be like bones, look at my nails are blue, for there to be like bones and skulls thrown inside the river. So maybe I'll just do the skulls, and why not the bats, and maybe even the tombstones, or not, or maybe we'll see. Either way, I'm gonna fill up all of these with chocolates, whatever I don't use to put in the river. I'm sure I can use these. Like, these are tombstones. I can use these around the graveyard. But yeah, so all I did is I went ahead again and I melted the white chocolate with coconut oil. I'm just gonna add it on here and put it in the fridge for about 20 minutes. That's all. So I decided against the hats. I really don't have any use for that. I did everything else. So I wanted to show you guys how cool it came out. So some of them got messed up. I don't know how that happened. But look how nice. It was only in there for like 10 minutes. So I've got the tombstones. I've got some skulls. Got some cute. The spiders came out the best. Look at that. And look at the bats. And I really liked how these came out too. So detailed. So yeah. So I'm going to take the skulls. Just the skulls. And maybe one of these. Yeah, the skulls and then one pumpkin. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So guys, I don't want to go through the hassle of taking this out of the freezer because it has to go right back in. But something I didn't tell you is that I actually ended up putting some frosting on the side because it actually wasn't holding very well. I mean, the collar did a good job holding it, but there was still little pieces I couldn't figure out how to hold it in. So for now I did that, and then I'll just scrape it off when I'm done. But anyways, this is why I only filled it up halfway. So I'm going to put one, two, and then I decided on not putting the pumpkin in there, but we're gonna do kind of like a little graveyard of like, and then I'm gonna add more on top. Let me show you. I'm gonna add just a little bit more on top like that, and then we'll keep it in there for like another half an hour. All right, guys, so I removed the saran wrap from the bottom, and this is what I'm left with. I'm not gonna lie, I did make a mess on the bottom cake pan, so I had to wipe it down. I was hoping I didn't have to clean anything up. So see, it's not 100% perfect, but it's something nice, budget friendly, kids will love, and it's not ready yet, but I just wanted to show you when you're removing it, just be very careful because see, it's all chocolate, like the hard chocolate on top. So you got to be careful it doesn't crack. Like see right there, it cracked a little bit, but you can just kind of hold it in. It'll mold back together. You can even put a little teaspoon under hot water and then just kind of go over it to melt the chocolate a little bit and bond it back together, which is what I'll do. But all right, so I do have an idea of possibly, so I've got this. This is going to be kind of like the backdrop. Let me out. And I'm going to find a way to just kind of put it behind it. But look at the mess in the back. Don't mind that. All right, so we're going to go on to the next part, which is getting those maybe some grass, or maybe I'll start with the Oreo cookies. I'm going to crush up some Oreo cookies to make it like more of a dirt kind of graveyard mud and all that. All right, I'll do that now. Guys, so all I did was get some Oreo cookies, and I just kind of smushed them up as best as I can, and I'm just going to go ahead and add it all around the top. And I also got these. Oh, look, another tip, guys. I messed up my whole countertop island because that perpetrator right there stained all of this. So if you have any ideas on how I can take that off, let me know. But I got these. These are not edible. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, to be honest with you. I'll probably just like kind of put it out in the front. I don't want it on top of the cake. But I got this from Dollar Tree, some leftover ones. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add some of the Oreo cookies right on the top. So I'm just about done here, guys. All I did was add that tombstone like I showed you. I put a little plant right behind it. I can't really see the back anyway, so just like that, so it has like some type of like greenery. I know I mentioned that I was gonna put some green grass, but I realized I never got the green coloring for that. But anyways, I came and added this plus here, and actually I got this little tier from Temu, and that little plus is actually part of that where you stick this in. So I thought that would be a nice like kind of cross for the graveyard. And then I also got this from Temu. No, I lied. This is from Dollar Tree. So since that says let me out, I figured I can put maybe just like add it right here, right on top. And then maybe put like another one right behind it, just like coming out. Well, you get the point. Maybe something like this, like saying let me the heck out. Just like that. What do you guys think? It's coming out pretty nice so far, right? Maybe I can turn it to the side like this.
It's got to look like if he's actually trying to come out. So, you know, you can kind of play around with it, see what works best. You don't want to see the back of it. Oh, this one's really giving me a hard time. We'll just leave him like that for now. So yeah, he's trying to come out of the graveyard. I don't know, I feel like I'm missing something. Let me see. Give me 2 seconds, I'll come back. I'm sure that there's something else I can add here. See, there was something, stuff missing. Remember those little like pumpkins and chocolate spiders? I can add that to this. Look how cute. See what I meant about the imperfections? You know, there was some oozing coming out of there. You just add some chocolate in the bottom. You can hide it like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just throw them all on top. And then, oh yes, my worms. I did get gummy worms, guys, so that I can add. You know what? Maybe this one can be here, like one flying around. All right, let's go get the gummy worm and fix that hand. And there it is with some worms. Can't have a graveyard without worms, right? But let me know in the comment section if you guys like it so far. I love it. That was easy. I just made some cupcakes and mixed some different food dye to make it more of a darker color. And since it's a witch stand, I thought it'd be cute with like a whole bunch of witches in there. Look at this guy. Hopefully the kids like it. So this is the end product, guys. See, not too shabby. Altogether, I probably spend about $25 or so for the cake. And then I'll show you guys really quickly for the kids' Halloween party. This is just fruit punch, spaghetti and meatballs. Just did that really quickly, and that one on top. And that's it.